1st of March, I'm going to speak. I'm going to highlight the virtues of women. Once we were told to close our eyes. It was in a meeting, in a sort of workshop. And the one who was conducting the meeting, he asked us all to close our eyes and imagine ourselves sitting in the lap of our mother in our earliest memories of childhood. I swear the state of mind, even after so many years, was so soothing, uplifting, and elevating that I wanted to live that moment forever. Though we just imagined at that time that we were sitting in our mother's lap. It gave everything, the cozy lap, the invigorating touch, the sustaining comfort, and the divine energy. Would you ask for anything more in life? We are lucky that we find the same extended lap offered by Mother Nature after we outgrow the life-giving laps of our mothers. Janani Janmabhumischa Swargadapi Garyasi. We are all well aware of this Sanskrit shlok. I wish you all this Swarag and the eternal joy that comes with the very thought of Ma and Janmabhoomi. One more thing. Have you noticed that in every language, the word for mother has the syllable ma, ma, amma, mai, maya, mother, mater, matri, maternal. Ma is the syllable that most children learn to articulate. It is the easiest syllable. As a bilabial syllable, babies have to just join their two lips and the sound ma comes easily to them. So the easiest sound is ma and their most intimate contact is with mother. So every mother, the word for woman starts with ma. Why have I started today's talk about mother and motherland? It is so because they are both symbols of motherhood, womanhood, motherland, because mothers are providers. They are next to God as providers. In our family, 60% male members were in the army. Our uncles, cousins, and later even my brother. They were all army officers. I used to hear their stories of bravery at the border, especially in places like Siachen, Leh, and Ladakh. I used to see our cousins missing their fathers and longing for their homecoming. I used to ponder with greatest honor and appreciation over their great sacrifice and bravery, sacrificing their family life at the cost of their life, endangered by braving the weather and the enemies at the border. And I used to say, soldiers are the greatest people. They are the real heroes on this earth. I used to reach the conclusion that soldiers are the greatest heroes. They put their life at stake for protecting their beloved country. Later on, when I grew up, got married, and had my first child, and the pain I had to go through during labor changed my opinion. I felt that women are even greater than the soldiers. Women are the creators, the givers of life. Soldiers are the protectors, no doubt. They are the protectors of life. But a woman suffers the most to bring new life into the world. A woman's children are a bone of her bone. They are the flesh of her flesh. It is her blood that circulates in their bodies throughout their life. And by heaven, she makes a man out of her body. So that puts her on the greater pedestal. Her children are her extended body, such an integral part of her body. These days, you must have seen one ad which comes on TV, Save the Children, and they show mothers with their sick children almost on the verge of death in their laps. Have you noticed the expression of the child? The helpless child looks at his mother in a pitiable condition, and the mother so helplessly looks at her child with love and affection, but cannot do anything. If there were no women on this earth, would you have seen that type of affectionate expression anywhere on anyone's face? Have you ever seen carefully the expression on the face of Madonna? So a child and the mother, when they are together, they both have the softest expression on their face. Without woman, the earth will be not only devoid of beauty, but it will be without any grace, without things that are the best, not only in brightness, but even in darkness. Even in dark moments, women try to do their best. Mellowed world will be without mellowed tenderness, softness, grace, serenity, sweetness, innocence, and divinity. The world will be without goddesses like Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom, Lakshmi, the goddess of affluence, Durga, the goddess of power. These goddesses are beautiful, and they are the embodiment of the greatest wealth of the world. Their embodiment of Shakti is Durga. Saraswati, in her pure white sari, sitting on a lotus with a sitar in her hand, looks picture of purity and simplicity. Similarly, Goddess Durga, sitting on a tiger and having 8 hands, the symbol of strength, denotes that don't consider a woman as a weak. By God's grace, she has extra strength to survive on this earth. I was explaining in another place, ICC in Rochester, that women were always considered as very weak character, very delicate, don't have much bodily power. But these 8 arms of Durga, Goddess Durga, they show that God has given women some extra strength. And what is that strength? That will come through my talk today. Then Goddess Lakshmi is a picture of Vaibhav, all wealth, wealth that women are so fond of. It is not only the worldly materialistic wealth, there are inner wealths also. These goddesses, the object of worship by all Indians, tell a lot about Indian women and women in general. A woman does not need anyone to be full. She is an example of multitasking. She wants to be full on her own. They make doting mothers, all women make doting mothers, chaste wives, passionate sisters, sublime Madonnas, and enduring saints. A woman is all in one. She is a mother, a caretaker, a doctor, a nurse, a cook, designer, cleaner, beautician, tailor, washerwoman, all combined into one. She is a one big package of multitasking. She can sew. She can talk and talk and talk. Now the talking part. Once an essayist, he wrote an essay on women's tongue. It was very ironical, very satirical. He kept on praising women that they make very good teachers, they can lecture a lot. And the whole lesson was full of appreciation. Plato's teacher was a woman, that and that person's teacher was a woman. And very humorously, in the end, he said that men can talk on something, women can talk without
nothing,
any subject or any topic. So that was his humor. But yes, women talk very wisely. And at the right moment, I have seen men fail for words, but women, happy moment, sad moment, for every moment, they have right words to utter, to give consolation at the sad moments and to give happiness, to share the happy moments. Without women, men are so sad. They feel so cut off, so orphaned, so helpless, so lonely, stringless in the deep void of universe, desperately searching for the other half. No, not the other half. Woman is not man's other half. She is man's better half. The twin who could complete him. That is why we call a woman, a wife, Ardhangini. She complements or she completes her husband's personality. A woman gives man a vision of wholeness. Man needs a home for himself, and a woman needs a maker, a husband. And once she gets the husband, she gets married to him only once, especially Indian women. Gets married only once. Her husband is her God, and her family and her home is her temple. She turns that home from a tavern to a temple, not only by working day and night, but happily, literally singing and dancing all the way through. She has the happiest moments of her life when she is surrounded by her whole family. A woman takes birth in her parents' house, but keeps preparing herself for the other house, where she is transplanted as a daughter-in-law. especially in India. We were 4 sisters. Our mother always used to say, when you do this in your in-law house, they won't like it. So now I feel that as Indian daughter, I did get training how to please my in-laws, but I never got training how to please our husband, because it is felt that our first duty is towards our in-laws. This is especially true about an Indian girl. All her life, she tries to adapt and please the foster family as well as her own family. Raising a family is a Herculean task. As Maya Angelou in her poem says, I have got children to tend, the clothes to mend, the floor to mop, the food to shop, then the chicken to fry, the baby to dry. I got company to feed, the garden to weed. I have got shirts to press, the tots to dress. So she works 7 days, 24 hours. And as last time we discussed that men can retire at a certain age, but women can never retire till their death. But what men did to her in the past, they cannot do it now. Now she is an awakened woman, an enlightened one, equal to man, if not better than man. Over